Hey guys, I hope you're all well. Matt Rhodes here, and we just had the strongest man on earth, the most brutal tournament that takes place in the sport of strongman. There's a lot of talking points which I want to briefly and concisely talk about here, and I'd love to know your opinions, so let me know in the comments below. We had a stack of injuries, a first-time winner of a major tournament, a retirement, and a new US log record, so loads to talk about. But just before we get into that, there was also the Great Shore Open, of course the winner of which qualifies for next year's Strongest Man on Earth competition. So big congratulations to Ben Glasscock of England, who has qualified, and also to two Siberian Power Show athletes, Seth Sukup and Frederick Johansson. Frederick finished in third and Seth in fourth, so great performance for those guys. And just briefly, before the Shore Classic Strongest Man on Earth, I did all the promotion I could, constant stories on Instagram, and I did a prediction video here on YouTube with the one and only Evans Nana. So I did all I can to help promote it. However, it was a pay-per-view, and also Brian did not want to give out live scores. He wanted only to give the results out after the whole tournament. So respecting his wishes, after that I didn't give any information once the tournament started. And now, just a few days after, it's common knowledge what the final results were, but I won't show any video clips or anything, but I can show a few photos and just talk about what happened. Now the injury list, wow. Of course, this is a brutal tournament. It's inevitable in this sport of strongman and that heavy that guys are going to get injured. So I'll just run through a list of what Tom Stoltman's coach has said were injuries that he saw there at Strongest Man on Earth. But this isn't official, but this is what people who were there said. So he says that Trey and Tom Evans tore their shoulder on the yoke. Onja on the press. Austin damaged his back on yoke. Wes Dewinski, his neck and ankle on the yoke. Tom Stoltman tore his tricep. And Shane Flowers tore his lat. Now, like I say, that's not official yet, but nonetheless, absolutely brutal competition. Before the whole thing kicked off, the guys did a press conference. I thought it was great. It was full of fun, full of banter. We got to see all of the guys' character. There was quite a lot of roasting going on. Nick Guardioni got a very good roasting game. So yeah, I thought it was great, and it was just something fun for the fans to get to know the athletes a bit more. Now, of course, there was a few notable athletes missing. Reino Nell, who just won World's Strongest Man, Mitchell Hooper and Hafthor Bjornsson. But I've got to say, after the dominance of Mitchell Hooper and Hafthor last year, without them, I think it made the overall competition more exciting because nobody could have predicted who was going to be on the podium accurately. Everybody was very close. There was no one completely dominant in all events. So it made for a great competition. And you have to remember, a big part of the sport is turning up fit enough to be able to compete. And therefore, the guys that were there were the ones that were able to do that. And we have rightful results based on that. So, of course, they kicked off with max log, and we saw a new American record. Finally, Bobby Thompson's record was beaten. Not by one athlete, but by two, as Trey Mitchell and Lucas Hatton battled each other back and forward for that new record. Both beat the previous record, but in the end, Lucas Hatton is the new American log lift record holder with a huge 490.7 pounds. You have to remember this is done in competition where it's just one event of many others, and at high altitude there in Colorado, which makes it all the more difficult. So incredible achievement. Congratulations to both guys, and of course in particular Lucas Hatton, who we know has incredible pressing power, and now that's one record in the books for him. Now, at the end of day one, Trey Mitchell had a very small lead over Tom Stoltman. Probably quite predictable when you looked at the events. I actually was picking Tom Stoltman to be just in the lead after day one. Unfortunately, Shane Flowers in the warm-up on the manhood stones, the last event of day one, tore his lat, so terrible luck for him, and that would be him out for the rest of the year, so we wish him well, of course, in his recovery. There did seem to be some issues again this year with the manhood stones. It looked like they were sticking to the mats. Maybe that's so much tacky on them, so the guys that go later, first of all, you've got to kind of prise them off the mat before even lifting them up. So that made it all the more tricky for the athletes. Day two saw the trap bar deadlift, neutral grip, so a new event for us, something we're not familiar with, so it was difficult to know what the winning numbers would be. I had predicted 500 kilograms. As it was, Evan Singleton and Lucas Hatton tied on 514 kilograms. Fantastic result after already the fatigue from day one. The implements were tough and awkward, particularly the incredibly heavy yoke. They used safes on either side, and the final event, which was a front carry and then power stairs. But that's the beauty of strongman, isn't it? You can use any implements you want. You can be creative. It doesn't have to be all so standardized. So I very much are in favor of what Brian Shaw is doing there at Strongest Man on Earth. So it really did all come down to the final event to determine the entire podium. It was incredibly close overall. We had Tom Evans in third place. Great to see him finally break through to a podium on a major tournament. He's one of those guys that was doing great and then had not such a good year, but he's back with a bang now and proved his class. So I'm really happy for Tom, and he finished on 88 points. In second place with 92.5 points, Lucas Hatton. He was third last year, second this year. Apart from World's Strongest Man, he's been incredibly consistent in getting onto podium at all of the tournaments that he enters. And just 1 point ahead of Lucas Hatton was Evan Singleton in first, finally winning the major competition. He's kind of flattered to deceive up until this point, but he's got a new coach in Nico, and I think that's done him a world of good. And so in the end, Evan Singleton comes out on top, and we have a new winner of a major competition. Brian Shaw has been there, done it, got the t-shirt, hasn't he? And that's why he understands the importance, the value in athlete care. It's clear to see he looks after all the guys so well. And that counts for a huge amount. It really does in this sport. So big credit for Brian for that. And also high production levels, a big live crowd, and yeah, a really testing event where we get to see so many athletes across so many different events. So great to see. Onwards and upwards for the Shaw Classic Strongest Man on Earth. Now the day after this event, Bobby Thompson, the American Nightmare, announced his retirement from the sport. I don't know if this is a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction to a bad performance. In a way, I hope so, but if this is retirement for Bobby, then of course we wish him well. He's the former winner of America's Strongest Man. Of course, he's been on the podium at Arnold Strongman Classic, and up until this week, he was the log lift record holder in America. So, an incredible career. Bobby, if you have finished, congratulations on such a great career, and we wish you luck going forward in whatever endeavors that you go for after this brutal sport of strongman. So, let me know in the comments, guys, your opinion of this competition. Were you expecting these results? What did you like about it? What did you not like so much? Constructive feedback. But overall, great stuff. And yeah, congratulations to Brian. Congratulations to all the athletes, not just the guys on the podium. I enjoyed it very much, and I'll be back with another video very soon.